purpose of this video is for you to be able to describe general error sources within an experiment. Error is an influence that makes data inaccurate, and it's always going to be present in any experiment. To illustrate what error is, I'm going to just go through some experiments and highlight how they contain error within them. For example, let's say these gentlemen or these scientists drop something off of a cliff and they say, hey, it's unbreakable. They come to that conclusion. The source of error here is that they have a limited range of data. They only did it from a small cliff, when they really should have dropped it off of other cliffs of varying heights, some probably larger, because then maybe it would be unbreakable or maybe not. You wouldn't know unless you collected a good broad range of data. In this experiment, someone's trying to teach this other person if they can juggle, and in the background there's a person playing jazz and they're playing it really loud. So the error source in this scenario is the experimental conditions, and that a variable wasn't held constant. And in this case, it's like the setting of the experiment. Perhaps the music influenced this person's ability to juggle or not juggle. And therefore, you don't know if it's, however he does learning to juggle, whether it's the music or whether it's the person's ability to teach the other person. Now here's another one. Let's say I wanted to study how quick will salt dissolve, and I have some salt and I have some water, and my error source in this one is that there's chemical impurities within the salt itself. And these chemical impurities are always present whenever we deal with chemicals. So when they add, they're actually adding some things that are not salt, and that may affect their results in some manner. Now, let's say I was studying whether dogs like roses. Now, there's a few subtle differences in these scenarios. One time the rose is in a black container, one time it's in a pink, and one time it's on a blue day, and one time it's on a purple day. Therefore, the error source is that there's a variable not held constant when it should have been a constant. And like I said, the dog saw the roses in different containers and were presented the roses on a different day or different type of day. Now, one last source of error could be your instruments that you're using to study something. And we all know when you put things in the dryer, they tend to shrink. So here, he's using a poor instrument because the ruler that he's trying to use, they're actually have shrunk. You can see this is the good ruler, and the ticks are so spread out. Over here, they're closer together because they've been shrunk down by the dryer. So that's how this experiment contains that error source. Okay.